Tuesday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shug Kenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shug Kenya, and hit subscribe, guys. No telling where I'm going to be. No telling where I'm at. I'm telling you. Look at some of the videos, and if you see any one of them that you like, just hit share. Just show me some love. That's all I ask. That's free of charge. It don't cost nothing to share any of my videos that you actually found to be entertaining. That you actually learned something from. You actually got something out of it. And you was probably able to share the information. You probably shared it as if it was yours, as if it was your bright idea. I'm quite sure you didn't give me credit and tell people that you had just heard it on this girl's video. But it's all good. As long as the message get out there, is what I say. It would be nice, but I need some more sugar. I'm sorry, guys. I love sugar. That's the only way I can eat and drink my coffee. So today, we're talking about a lot. This your senior year. So we going back to the manipulation tips that we talked about in your 9th grade year, and now we're looking at the adverse effect that it has on your children now and the relationship that it has on your children. We're looking at the psychological damage that it has had on your children and on you. Right now we're getting into relationships. We're getting into the foundation of things. We're getting into roles. We're getting into representation. We're getting into reputation. We're getting into reasons why you do certain things as it relates to the children, right? So I came off Saturday and Sunday, but I ain't talk about the syllabus. So we're gonna go back to Friday. We'll talk about Friday. Friday jumped everything off, I think. It didn't jump everything off, but it did take us back to the roles, you see. So Friday, we talked about things. We opened up. When I opened up Friday, you got to pay attention to my videos because I say a lot of stuff. And it be reasons why I say and why I do certain stuff. Like sometimes I actually sit and just write down exactly what I want to say for Coffee and Conversation, like days before I say it, right? Just to make sure I get it right. Then I read it back to myself just to see if it made sense, if I was just a reader or somebody coming on, would I have gotten something out of it? Did it make sense, right? So I go through a lot. You know, that's what I say. When I get famous, somebody going to be doing this for me, right? So when I opened up Friday, I opened up talking about the boys, talking about my kids. Yeah. I talked about how my son had just pulled up and his son was with him. And then I talked about Jay about to go on a field trip with one of his sons. And it was important that I mentioned that to you because the fact that they didn't have a father in their life and the fact of that foundation that I built for them, it allowed them to know the importance that they had, the role that they had to play in their son's life, even though they didn't have anybody to play that for them. So, moving forward, it's a good chance that their sons are going to be in their children's lives, right? And then, it's most likely that their children is going to be in their children's lives as a result of my sons being in their children's lives right now, right? So, no more fatherless children on our journey moving forward, right? That's one of the things I hate with our society. That's one thing I hate with our people. The lack of fathers in the home. As a result of, I made sure my sons know the importance of being in their children's lives. That's a cultural shift that I did. You get that? You get that? So, do you know how much had to go into convincing them of the importance of that role when they didn't have anybody to play that role for them? I tried to have positive role models around them. I tried to put them in areas where they were able to be and emulate men so they'll know Constant communication. Constant. Always talking about what men are expected to do, what they should do, what they need to know. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes that fall on deaf ears because I'm a woman. And I understand that. So I made sure whatever teachings or whatever it is I was trying to get across to them, I made sure I followed it up with a man to second it. That's like the nail. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that because I know my role and I know my place and I know who I am, right? And as a woman can't raise a boy to be a man. So any and every time you have the opportunity to put a man before them or get a man to speak for you and be your mouthpiece, do it. That way you'll know it'll be better received. I'm just talking to you. That's all. I'm just talking. We're going to be all over the place for the next couple of days, but I guarantee you I'm going to tie it all in so it'll make sense. I guarantee you I'm going to do that, right? So teaching them that, what they need to know, and all that is because of the foundation that I built, right? So we talked about building a foundation with those building blocks that you already have, right? We talked about you teaching your children about home ec, cooking, cleaning, taking care of themselves. We talked about you teaching them life, money management, home ownership, taxes, politics, ethics, and up under ethics it was morals and values and integrity, and up under that it was the religion, black history, your history, you growing up, how you grew up, street smarts, making sure your children can adjust. They're out here in the streets. This is all the stuff you're teaching them. Yeah, I know it sounds redundant, but stay with me. Yeah, we taught them about humanity. Talk to them about relationships, how to keep them, how to start them, how to form them. I don't know what this word is, but I wrote it down. Education. Furthering your education. And then we added the other blocks on, and those were the blocks that we talked about when we went over the list of things that you can do and cannot do or shouldn't do to disappoint your children and fail them. Right? We had a whole list of things, and this is just a couple. We talked about you going to parent-teacher conference, the importance of that. We talked about the importance of you attending events. We talked about the importance of you not abusing drugs or alcohol, especially in the presence of those children. We talked about you not having so many vices, gambling, things of that nature. We talked about you not having mental health issues, and if you do have them, the fact that you get them addressed. We talked about that. So the importance of that. We talked about the importance of your physical health. Yeah, you not only being an example of physical health, but making sure you talk to your children about eating properly, taking care of themselves, going to the doctor, exercising, the importance of it, right? We talked about you being stable, that keeping a job, keeping a roof over these kids' head, the bare necessities, everything, the food, clothing, shelter. You did all that. These are the building blocks. You instilling discipline in your home and you being disciplined as an adult. You having the children in a safe environment, no domestic violence, no abusing them, just a safe environment, right? And bettering yourself. If you started a business since the children been here, things like these are all the building blocks. Now, this is a pretty good foundation, I would think. Now, I'm going to let you in on something. These are all the building blocks that I use. Now, some of you might use these same building blocks. Some of you might have more. Some of you might have less. But these are the basics. But these are my building blocks. Thank you. Can I have some extra sauce? Extra strawberry sauce. Oh. Thank you, thank you. You don't want that? Not the syrup, the sauce. The strawberry sauce, thank you. Wait a minute, give me a second. Hey, Shaki, guys, how you doing? Okay. So if you've done all these things, because these are my building blocks. Fix it, Jesus. These are my building blocks. So if you've done all that, you should pretty much have a decent kid. You should have a decent kid. You should have a decent adult. And most important, you should have a good relationship with your children. It's a guarantee. If you did all of this, I'm telling you, and then ain't no guarantees in parenting. Hey, Reese, happy birthday, Reese. Y'all say happy birthday to my baby, my son's god daddy, and one of my best and closest friends. I've been knowing Reese for over 20 years now. So, guys, I just want y'all to say happy birthday to Reese. Look at that, Reese. Look at that. You about to get a standing ovation. Yeah, so you should definitely have a good relationship. It's a given. I'm not gonna say a guarantee. Can we use the word it's a given if you did all this for your kids? And then y'all know when I always tell you it's what's taught, not what's bought. Everything I just named to you, thank you. Everything I just named to you is free. So if you haven't taught your children, shame on you, because everything that I pretty much just named off to you is free. Okay, y'all. Let y'all see what I'm about to tear into. Yeah. Do you treat yourself like when you doing good, when you done did something good, or if you done accomplished some things, or did everything you said you was gonna do, and do you set it like, or if you do this, do you reward yourself when you do certain things? You should. Every now and then you should treat yourself. Every now and then you should treat yourself. And it don't have to be nothing expensive. It don't have to be a lot. I know I'm getting away, but I'm going to come back. Yep, it don't have to be a lot. So I've been craving this waffle ever since the baby was over and made her imaginary waffle and whole chicken for me in the microwave. I told myself I do everything I was supposed to do yesterday and the day before. Come Tuesday, I'm going to treat myself to this waffle. So that's what I'm doing today. So, yep, you should have a pretty good relationship with your children. And you should have a decent human being that you've raised now. Because of these things, they should be thanking you. If they know how to cook and clean and take care of themselves, they should be thanking you. Yep. They should know how to manage money, pay their bills, spend what's needed, don't live beyond their means. Like, they should know this because you taught them money management. Taught them about credit, home ownership. So they should have decent credit. They should be homeowners. This waffle's so good. They should know about taxes. Yep, on their taxes. They should vote. If you believe in voting, if you vote, and if you talk to them about Black history, because I'm giving you the adverse of these teachings. So if you talk to them about your history, they know the importance of the civil rights movement. They know about slavery. They know about things to where they should be progressive when it comes to politics. So politics was one of the things that you taught your children, one of the classes. So yeah, they should know to vote, the importance of voting. Their morals and values should be in place. You know, you should be teaching them a lot of stuff, morals and values and integrity, to where, yeah, certain things they won't do just because, or certain things they won't say just because, or they know it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? They know it's wrong. I don't care how much, they know it's wrong, right? So, fix it, Jesus. They believe in a higher power. They believe in God. I'm not saying you had a religious household, but you do practice something. You go to church every now and then. You take them. You had them in church when they was younger. Yeah, at least they know. Whether they practice now or not, at least they know. You raised them to know. Through you talking and teaching them about Black history and your people, your history, they should be supporting our people. Bad and Black. The importance of knowing about Black. Knowing how important it is for the family legacy to grow and fix it. Jesus. It's so hard to give y'all this lesson. I'm going to scuffle through it. But it is so hard to give y'all this lesson. Because It's my story. It's part of my story. And I know how it's going to end. And it's not happy. You know what I'm saying? Fix it, Jesus. So, they're making good decisions when they're out in the street because of that street smarts class you taught them. So they know, they're aware of their surroundings. Something seems sketchy or off. They know, you know what I'm saying? They feel the energy in the room. They're like, oh, it's time to go. You know, that's because you taught them about street smarts. They don't leave their drink unattended, stuff like that. They have healthy relationships with people as a result of the conversations you've had with them about relationships and them witnessing you have relationships with people, right? They witness if you be falling out with people all the time. They see that if you be beefing with people, every time you look up, you beefing with somebody. But they also see when you have them long-term relationships. They also see if something happened in those relationships, break off, why? You know, so because you've been talking to them the whole time, right? This is what you should have going on as a person as a result of all of this. If you and your baby mama, your baby daddy on the same page and y'all preaching and teaching all the same things, yeah, this is what you should have. This is the product. Usually when that goes wrong is when you fight each other. When y'all not on the same page. When y'all teaching the same thing differently. Y'all teaching the same thing, but y'all using different words. Y'all using the context, switching it up a little bit, trying to make it seem like it's something so different. Look at my situation. There is no way my family shouldn't be a part of that child's life. Everything that she's doing right now that I last know of is in conjunction with everybody on my side of the family is doing or have done. Meaning it's the same. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. So, these are the things that you have done to secure and solidify the relationship that you have with your children. That's it. No baby mama, no baby daddy. Just these things here that you have singly done or did with your children should solidify and secure your place and your role with this child. Meaning nobody else can come in this, nobody else can separate, nobody else can divide, nobody else can destroy these building blocks that you have used to build a sturdy and strong foundation with your child. I know I'm talking to y'all like y'all slow. Y'all not slow. I'm just making sure it's synced in because this is the basics. This is the basics. That's all. So that was just from the teachings. Now rolling into the list that we made for you failing your child or being a disappointment. If you didn't fail and disappoint them, it's less likely they're going to fail and disappoint you. Yeah, less likely. They're going to want to do everything they can to make you happy, make you proud. Yeah. You showing up for those parent-teacher conferences and everything. You showing that you care. You showing love. You showing that you support, and that shows a lot, whether you know it or not. Yeah, whether you know it or not. And it helps with the process when they get older to show care and concern and to know that that's important and the importance of. So, as far as the vices, you're not having so many vices. I'm okay, baby. Thank you. Milk. Small milk. Yes, thank you. Yep, if you don't gamble, if you don't have a lot, and I'm not judging you, I'm just letting you know what it is, because children tend to emulate what they see, right? So if you like gambling all the time, if you're doing this, if you smoking, if you do, they're going to pick up on that. You're exposing them to that. So if you don't have no vices, it's less likely they're going to have any. Less likely. You're not the only influence, but everything starts at home. They're probably healthy. Their mental health. They probably know to get help. And it's okay to get help. Yeah, because you got some parents that don't believe in therapy, and they voice that. If you're talking about therapy and you down in it and you saying how it don't work, and you saying it in front of the baby, chances are the baby's gonna feel like it ain't gonna work. And even if the baby feel like that might be the help they need, they might not reach out or go in that direction just because you said some harshful things or hateful things about therapy. By you being disciplined, they're probably disciplined. Certain decisions they won't make, certain things they won't do because they're disciplined in that aspect. They won't overdrink. They won't use this. Just because you taught them discipline and they watched you be disciplined all these years. Manage your money. They might not have an unsafe environment. Chances are if you had them in a safe environment, they're going to remain in one, meaning that if they probably in a relationship and it's domestic violence. If you didn't raise them in a household where there were no domestic violence or things of that nature, it's a good chance they're not going to stay in that relationship. It's a good chance they might revert back to how they grew up and how they was raised and the environment that you set for them, and they know that's not a good place to be. And they might exit sooner than later, right? Furthering your education, it's going to probably give them the green light that they can further theirs. It's going to help build up their confidence to know that they can do it. So it's a good chance that if you went to college, even though your parents probably didn't go, if you had the opportunity to go, it's a good chance they'll go. And then in return, when they have children, it's a good chance their children might go. So now you now started a line of your children furthering their education and going off to college and knowing it's okay to do so, and actually setting some type of you expect it. Like, because I graduated high school, my son graduated high school, my oldest daughter graduated high school, it was expected that the baby girl graduate because it's expected. I set that standard, right? So the fact that I went away to college, it's expected that my children go away to college. And it's expected that their children go away to college, if that's what they want to do. Why? Because their grandma got their bachelor's degree. So they know it's possible. And they know the importance. Because I did it. I know. It's kind of long, y'all. Because y'all know we're getting into the lectures. So you're about to go off to college. So I'm preparing you. And I want to make sure you got this. So we can stop repeating the same mistakes. Yeah. They'll know to do better. Like I said, they would always want to impress you, make you proud of them, and they never want to disappoint you. Typically, because remember we use the words typically and usually, that's how it is. Typically and usually, that's how children are. That's how they are. They want to make you so happy, so proud of them, right? So nothing should be able to break that up. Nothing should be able to come between us. Nothing should be able to break this foundation that I've built up. And that's probably why I come on here every day, because there's no way. And then when you think about the building blocks that I use, why would anybody want to break that up? Think about that for a minute. Now we're getting to the reasons of everything. You got to have a reason for doing certain things that you do. What reason would a person have to bust up this foundation? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. So, if you about my age and you probably was raised with half of those bricks that I mentioned. Probably raised with about half of them, right? And then your parents probably didn't know, or it wasn't done for them, so they didn't know if they should do it or not. Certain things that's on this list. But because of you, your life lessons and things you learned growing up, You learned a little bit more, so you added on to the list. So you took what your parents had, because they had probably some of this stuff, but you added on to it. Like you probably added the credit on there. You probably added the home ownership on there. You probably added that on there, because you probably added the entrepreneurship on there. Yep, your parents didn't tell you. Yeah, like in my case, didn't nobody teach me about credit, but they talked about it around me, so I was able to hear and know that that's something that I need to know for myself. But when it came to my kids, I just came out and taught them. Let me sit you down for a minute. Let me tell you the importance of this. Let me tell you why you need this. But it skipped a couple generations. But as it gets, so them moving forward, it's gonna be an instant conversation they're gonna have with their children. It's gonna be automatic. There ain't gonna be no hesitation. First opportunity that they get that it's a teachable moment, they're gonna teach it. Why? Because it was what I taught. I taught them. It wasn't just talk around them. I actually talked directly to them. And it's a difference. So now we're about to get into roles. And I'm going to cut it off and pick up tomorrow. So I'm going to finish this waffle. But just because of what I just told you, that's going to set the standard for the roles. So, whatever that looks like for you, because when you have these children, it's your responsibility to raise them. So that means you probably can't party like you want to party. You probably can't spend that money on yourself like you typically normally would. Nope, you got to spend it on that baby. That baby needs, and the baby comes first, right? And that's your responsibility. Meaning that it's not your parents' responsibility to raise your kids. It's not fair. They raised you. So by the time you start having children, if the dynamics kind of line up right, it's a good chance that they probably reaching retirement age. This is the time that they should be enjoying their life. Not getting up at 7:30 in the morning to make sure your kids go off to school. Now, calm down. If it's a situation where their children are on drugs or incarcerated, by all means, they probably had to step up and take care of the children. But being incarcerated and drug use, those are personal decisions. Still, you should be able to handle that to where there shouldn't be a reason why your parents should be raising your children. Now, if that child is deceased, by all means, parents step up. If that parent has mental health issues, by all means, parent steps up. But for the most part, it's not their responsibility to raise your child. And nor should they want to. If it's a situation where the grandparent had to step up as a result of the drug use, the mental health, incarceration, and they had to raise the child, then therefore they, hey Lenore, how you doing? Beautiful. And they had to raise the child, that's one thing. They have all rights to that child, raise that child how they see fit. But if you have a grandchild where the parents are active, everything is funneled through that parent. You have to respect the way that that parent is raising their child. Even if it don't line up with how you used to raise or how you used to do. Typically it should. Usually it should. Because remember, we're not reinventing the wheel. So those building blocks that I named off, your parents should have contributed to some of those building blocks. And all you did was add on. So we're not reinventing nothing. So therefore, the teachings that your parents probably did have as it results to you and how they raised you, they should still be intact to where the grandparents shouldn't be too much. It shouldn't be too much of a struggle, them trying to jump in and raise your children for you. Because you're not doing it right, or you not, Any issues that you have, any parenting concerns, they go through that parent. If you don't have a good enough relationship with the other parent that's not your child, Then any issues that you have, you funnel them through your child, your son or your daughter. And then they go back and talk to their baby mom or their baby daddy about the issues that you have. And then they come back to you with whatever resolve they have. And then you, as the grandparent, need to respect whatever it is that they said. Right here, we are creating boundaries. Because in some cases, you need it. Right? So, I think we're going to stop right here at the boundaries part. Because it gets deep. And I don't think I'm going to be able to cover all of it, and my food getting cold. So tomorrow we're going to dip back in. We're going to pick up where we left off at. I'm actually going to make a mark. We're establishing boundaries. This is something that we teach in the workshop, in the grandparents' workshop. Yeah, when you have grandparents trying to raise the kids. Sometimes they do this. I found out they do it because they probably failed in raising their own kid. So they step in and try to do it right this next time with yours. But then that deprives you of the right and that opportunity, and it kicks you out your role that you're supposed to be playing with this baby, right? So sometimes you got to establish boundaries. So y'all, that's it for Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. I'm about to finish eating, and I'm out.